Start. Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to our inviting today. Thank you for willing to attend this forum, especially to our panelists today. So our discussion is more focused about water cooperation for peace to achieve the 2030 agenda. Before we start our forum today, let me introduce myself and our panels. My name is Akmal Farid, which is as our moderator today. I am a communications manager. So our first panel here is Muhammad Syami bin Mohtar, which is staff in Ministry of Natural Resources, Environment and Climate Change of Malaysia. So next, our second panelist is Dr. Nur Izzati binti Hosea Rizal, humanitarian water specialist, and our third panel for today is Dr. Choban Anak Lelaki Fira Pandian, our program director. So before we move to our objective today, let me give a short briefing about International Day of Peace. The International Day of Peace, IDP, is observed every year on 21st of September and is a day devoted to strengthening the ideals of peace around the world. This year's theme is Actions for Peace. Our ambition for the hashtag Global Goals as 2023 marks the midpoint in implementing the Sustainable Development Goals. So, the theme highlights how peace contributes to the realizing the SDG, especially the SDG 6 for clean water and sanitation. And in turn, if all the goals are achieving by 2030, this should create a lasting culture of peace for all. Stockholm International World Institute, CIWI, and the International Center for Water Cooperation, ICWC, will publish their first of their annual Water Cooperation Global Outlook reports. So for these reports, the researchers have developed a new approach for assessing global water cooperation, which focus on the collaborative actions of actors both within and between countries, and those building towards peace and development as opposed to previous methodologies that have focused more on the potential for conflicts. So for our first panel today, Encik Muhammad Syami bin Mohtar, as we know, water is a finite resource and its sustainable management requires collaboration among individuals, communities, nations, and international organizations. So why have you developed this new methodology for assessing global water cooperation with collaboration at its core?
Okay, thank you. First, I want to throw out some facts. Okay, the report on the Syria Water Cooperation article by the program director Hakan Troop stated that the result of water challenges is getting increasingly urgent and complex, and water scarcity, water disaster, extreme weather events, and failure of climate change mitigation and adaptations continue to rank among the globe's top risks. This is assessed by the World Economic Forum Global Risk Report. Unless there is a close cooperation across various sectors and stakeholders, the chances of peaceful and sustainable water development will still remain slim. Okay, the question is, why are we developing such methods to resolve these issues? The first thing that I want to point out is the problem involving water management, like the lack of centralized agency for holistic water management. The government of Malaysia, National Water Resources Study, Sectoral Report, stated that there are no single agency responsible for overall water planning and water management. Conflicts arises and it will be managed by the resolved through coordination among among the multiple agencies. The National Water Resources Council, NWRC, aims for more effective water management but doesn't provide a comprehensive solution. Added to that, the diverse and outdated water legislation. For example, in Malaysia, it has sector-based water laws. So it has state levels and federal levels water laws. So Malaysia doesn't have a comprehensive water laws. And the current legislation focus on limited aspects, making enforcement challenging due to outdated, redundant, and ambiguous laws enforced by different agencies. So this is why global water cooperation is highlighted. Okay. To strengthen my point even more, the growing demand due to population and GDP growth affects the water development. The government of Malaysia National Water Resources Study sector report also stated that the population and GDP growth have increased demand for water, particularly in urban areas. Urbanization and adequate infrastructure for sewage and water disposal causes environmental issues like water and air pollution, affecting public health and urban living conditions, in which leads to diminished clean water supply, leading to competition. Limited diminishing clean water supply has triggered competition among various users, and it is exacerbated by the continued economic growth. Future water development requires costly infrastructure like storage dams, posing environmental challenges and imposing the idea of global water provision even further. Okay, to answer the question is that the reason why we choose global water cooperation as our new solution is that it involves many benefits, such as participation and active involvement of stakeholders in decision-making processes, ensuring access to information, creating participatory spaces to everyone, and enabling effective contribution from diverse groups, including vulnerable and marginalized communities. Mm. It is open to deliberation as well. It is a mechanism fostering open communication, such as debate, mediation, and negotiation as well. It is to establish a common ground and collective action between various sectors and agencies. So it is crucial in conflict management and cooperation across different sectors and between decision makers and communities. Added to that, the inclusiveness, recognition of rights across diverse social, economic, and cultural aspects, ensuring equitable treatment and balancing power differences, while considering vulnerable groups such as minorities and the indigenous peoples. And transparency and open access to information and decision-making processes for the citizens, ensuring accuracy, completeness, and timeliness of data, vital for trust building and in relationships, and especially in transboundary contexts. And lastly, most importantly, the adaptiveness, the ability to self-organize, learn, respond, and use adaptive management strategies in uncertain or risky situations, fostering and a collective learning and innovation. Uh, United Nations World Water Assessment Program (WWAP), Water for People, Water for Life, stated each of these attributes plays a crucial role in enhancing the governance functions within water management, uh, like facilitating the sustainable and resilient practices while addressing diverse challenges and stakeholders' needs. So there is no denial about this. We have to unite and cooperate regarding our water issues. So thank you, Mr. Farid. We go back to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Encik Muhammad Syamil bin Mota, our first panelist for today. So thank you for the explicit explanation just now. So let me move on to our second panelist, Dr. Nur Izzati. So as we know also, the world is off track to meet many of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. And also we focus today on SDG 6 actually, the clean water and sanitation for all. Achieving many of the SDGs is also highly dependent on water and also achieving the SDG 6. Based on our topic we discussed today, assessing and promoting water cooperation is integral to achieving SDG 6, which focus on ensuring access to water and sanitation for all. So how will this fit into realizing of SDGs and the agenda of 2030?
Hey, good day, everyone. I'm delighted to be here to shed light on the global pursuit of Sustainable Development Goal 6, which is ensuring clean water and sanitation for all. First and foremost, it's crucial to understand that this goal goes beyond national boundaries, as it is a collective vision for the greater good of humanity worldwide. I am overjoyed to share that we have fulfilled many small-scale measures that require minimal government and political intervention, such as capacity buildings. These programs were implemented to enhance the skills and knowledge of local communities, government officials, and organizations involved in water and sanitation projects. These, these programs can only be done with the cooperation of the locals, as educating people on a larger scale will not be as effective. Hence, we need to prioritize quality over quantity. And a solution has been found that by training a handful of participants, they will share their knowledge to the general public, which is much more effective and beneficial in the long run. There's this program that has been done in Kenya, which is called the CLTS Management Training. It is a framework that has been implemented to evaluate a 7-month community-led total sanitation management training program, which was delivered to 42 government officials in Kenya from September 2013 to May of 2014. Participants were asked about sharing the knowledge and skills they gained from the training with their colleagues and subordinates. One trainee emphasized that when sharing knowledge, it makes the workload lighter and ensures that the work continues even when one person is not there. Currently, it is seen as a way to improve the programming by making the training outcomes more institutionalized and sustainable to the general public. Meanwhile, on the flip side, we have some programs and implementations that require critical collaboration between government officials and international forces. An example of this is the USAID, which is the United States Agency for International Development, which has launched a 100 million investment to enhance water, sanitation, and hygiene in Kenya. This is a currently ongoing 5-year project where it seeks to improve water services for 1.6 million Kenyans and strengthens institutions for sustainable solutions. There are many challenges, including inadequate technology update, poor infrastructure, and governance issues. And stakeholders has emphasized that the constitutional rights to access clean and safe waters, and efforts has been made to hopefully achieve universal water access by 2030. When it comes to managing and resourcing water, there are many problems, especially in places with little data on water quality and services, such as in rural areas. These issues include not enough money for agencies to monitor water, lack of training, safety problems, and difficulty in reaching measurement locations. To tackle these problems, a Swedish company has suggested using systems with sensors to manage water. An example of this is AquaQ's AquaTrack used in Sweden, which constantly watches water supply systems and detects any harmful substances. It automatically takes a sample and raises an alarm. This quick response actually helps protect public health, especially in places with fragile water systems in developing countries. This invention has been made with the collaboration of 2 individuals, Grundfos and Ericsson. They have teamed up to create a system where data from millions of connected water pumps is collected using the internet to connect these devices. This network helps predict when maintenance is needed, reduces downtime, as well as optimize how water is delivered, as well as cutting down on water loss. In summary, these actions are proof that water cooperations contributes to achieving SDG 6, whether it's a collaboration between foreigners and locals, or collaborations between powerful nations, or even collaborations between 2 individuals. These are proof that with cooperation, we can achieve SDG 6 by addressing key challenges in water management and governance. That is all I have to share today. We can go back to you, Mr. Akmal.
Okay, thank you to our second panel today, Dr. Nurizati, for the explicit explanation just now. So let me move on to our last panel today, our third panel, which is Dr. Choban. So, Dr. Choban, water cooperation can have a significant political and economic implication for nations involved. So, how will this affect the nations involved politically and economically?
Mr. Akmal, thank you for inviting me to participate in this discussion. Let us dive into the topic that I am about to discuss today. At the center of world politics and economy, water cooperation is a key component of the complex network that connects international relations and economic growth. Water resource distribution, management, and utilization have become critical issues that significantly influence global economic success as well as the political dynamics among nations. The complex interaction that exists between water cooperation, politics, and economics highlight how important it is to use cooperative methods to manage this priceless resource. First and foremost, cooperation on water issues is essential to enhancing diplomatic ties. According to the Bangkok Post newspaper, the Mekong River Commission (MRC), which shares the Mekong River's resources among Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam, demonstrates this. Despite past disagreements, these countries have collaborated on sustainable water management through cooperative agreements and the MRC framework, strengthening their diplomatic ties. Additionally, Treaty on Indus Waters. The World Bank mediated the 1960 deal between India and Pakistan, which shows how water cooperation may maintain diplomatic ties between previously antagonistic countries. Both nations have abided by the agreement to share the waters of the Indus River, notwithstanding their differences. Furthermore, cooperation on water resources also fosters economic growth and stability. Economic stability is a result of cooperative agreements and effective water management. For example, Senegal, Mali, Mauritania, and Guinea have collaborated on infrastructure projects under the support of the Senegal River Basin Development Organization (OMBS), which promotes economic growth by pooling water resources for hydropower and agriculture. Collaborative efforts results in infrastructure investment that supports the water sector, generate employment, and promote economic expansion. For example, the collaborative efforts of riparian nations under the Nile Basin Initiative have encouraged pool investments in hydroelectric power and irrigation, creating job opportunities and economic growth. Finally, cooperation on water also guarantees stability and conflict mitigation. Potential disputes over shared water resources are lessened when collaborative water management is used. Collaboration among Danube River riparian nations have prevented wars and supported stability despite geopolitical boundaries, enabling sustainable water usage. Moreover, water cooperation plays an important role in peace building. The Joint River Commission between Bangladesh and India is one example of a project where water cooperation not only reduces violence but also aids in international peace building and enhancing regional stability. That is all from me. I to sum up, I hope I shared some valuable information regarding how water cooperation might help build healthy politics and a flourishing economy. Thank you once again for letting me share some of my own thoughts on how crucial proper water cooperation actually is.
Okay, thank you to our third panel, Dr. Choban Vira, for the valuable info you shared just now. So from here we can summarize. I want to summarize all the points from our panelists today. So what I can summarize that we can see the reason why new methodology should be founded for assessing global water cooperation. Also, we can know that the connection between assessing global water cooperation and into realizing Agenda 2030 and into realizing SDG 6. So also we can see the interplay between water, politics, and economics, which are the importance of effective collaboration in managing this vital resource. So in conclusion, I can say that Water cooperation is vital for achieving water security, environmental sustainability, and social well-being. It involves collaboration at various levels to address the complex challenges associated with water resources. So I think that's all from us. Thank you to our panelists for today to attend this forum. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.